26. Judah says to his brothers, what do we gain if we sell our brother and we cover his blood? If we kill a brother, cover his blood? Let's send him to the Ishmaelim. And the brothers agreed. And then what did they do? They went away and to have a meal. They moved away. We could presume you have Yosef screaming, get me out of here! Get me out of here! It's not pleasant listening to that. What did they do? They went a distance, right? Hey, let's go sell to Ishmaelim. And then they went, when they went to sit and eat, right, going back on 25, they threw him into the pit and they sat down to eat, right? They moved far away, over the ridge. That's where they sat. And then so here's the pit. They're sitting over there. And then they look, oh, here Yishmaelim coming. Yehuda says, hey, let's sell them to the Yishmaelim. The brothers agree. They're all the way over there, waiting for the Yishmaelim to come. What happened meanwhile? Anashim Madanim. They're beyond the ridge over there. They see the Ishmaelim in the distance. They're looking that way. What happens? Over here, Medainim come by. Socharim. They see a guy in a pit. Easy. They pull him out of the pit. What are they going to do now? They sell him to the Ishmaelim, who bring Yosef down to Egypt. The brothers are not privy to all this. Now, according to the plan, why did Reuven say throw him into a pit? What did he want to do? He wanted to save him. The brothers are busy eating now. They're all occupied. What does he do? He runs back to the pit. And behold, Yosef is not in the pit. He tears his garments. He goes back to his brothers and say, the child's not there. What am I going to do with father? That's how Rashbam learns it. It's so clear, it's so simple, it's so literal. Right? We don't have to, the pronouns are not getting, right? Anashim didn't pass by, and they pulled him. Who's they? Not the brothers, but the Midyanim. According to the Rashbam, the brothers never sold Joseph. And that's what the text clearly seems to be saying. What's the problem with the Rashbam?
That's what Joseph says later.
What Joseph says later on. Right? I am Joseph, that you sold me to Mitzrayim, right?
Who said that he's blaming them?
Now, one second, Dove.
Yeah.
First of all, it's important to say, right, that you sold me to Egypt.
Right.
Well, one second. Rashbam says, one second. According to Rashi, according to the other way of learning, did they sell him to Egypt?
No.
No. They sold him to
Other people.
the Ishmaelites,
Right.
who brought him down to Egypt,
Or
and then they sold him to Egypt. So what Yosef is saying, even according to Rashi, is not you sold me to Egypt,
he helped me get sold.
right? You led to my being sold to Egypt.
There you go.
So Rashbam says, one second. According to Rashi, it's also not exact that you sold me to Egypt. It's one step removed. You sold me to the Ishmaelites who sold me to Egypt. So Rashbam says, if anyhow we are removing one step, so we can remove another step, right? You didn't sell me to Egypt, but hey, what did you do? You threw me into a pit. And I got hauled out of the pit by these merchants. And so according to Rashi, your selling me to the Ishmaelites led to my being sold to Egypt. And therefore I'm saying you sold me to Egypt. According to Rashbam, you're throwing me into the pit led to my being sold to Egypt. And therefore I am attributing it to you. Right? It's important to realize, according to Rashi also, it's not literal. It's not that you sold me to Egypt. You led to my sale to Egypt by selling me to the Ishmaelites. According to Rashbam, you led to my sale to Egypt by throwing me into a pit and leaving me there to die. He didn't know that Reuven's plan was to come back and get him. So Rashbam says, according to Rashi also, it's not literal. You sold me to Egypt. Your actions led to my being sold to Egypt. According to Rashi, which actions? You're selling me to the Ishmaelites. According to Rashbam, which actions? You're throwing me into the pit. So from the actual text, without all of the rabbinic insertions, the way Rashbam learns, the brothers never sold Yosef. But the brothers are certainly held responsible for having done this. Even though they viewed him as a rodef, they viewed him as a person who's coming to kill them, they made a terrible mistake. And the same way that Yosef had misinterpreted their actions with the accusations, the slander that he told the father, and was shown that he was mistaken, the brothers misinterpreted Yosef's actions, and they were shown the mistake that they made. Because ultimately, if Yosef wanted to get rid of them, Yosef certainly had them in his hands when they came down to Egypt. But Yosef not only doesn't get rid of them, but Yosef ends up supporting, we'll have to come to why he put them through all that he put them through on the way there, but Yosef ends up supporting them, taking care of them. And the dreams actually ended up, it was clear that they were prophecies. And the brothers, all the sheaves bowed down to him. The brothers needed Yosef for their sustenance. Their sheaves were submissive, were bowing down to Yosef's sheaf. And that's who supported them. And in the end, they all bowed down to him, along with the father, and along with the stepmother, along with Bilhah, who raised him. So the brothers also got to see, as Yosef had misinterpreted their actions and was shown his mistake, they misinterpreted Yosef and also were shown their mistake. Right? And it's so common that we see something and we are sure that we know what we saw, we interpret it, and we'll often interpret it based on our preconceived notions and opinions of others. And we have to be very, very careful with what we see and how we perceive it and how we then relate it to others, right? We are judging it constantly, right? We see something, but we interpret it, and we could see the results of what that can lead to. Yes, Dov?
So from this, we get the 10 martyrs.
Yeah.
But Reuben is implicated with that too. So even though he wanted it to...
Well, that's an interesting point, Dov.
Yeah.
Right? You know, Dov is pointing out, we read on Yom Kippur and we read on Tisha B'Av about the 10 martyrs, right, who were great sages, Rabbi Kiva and others, right? And they were killed at different points in Jewish history as a heavenly atonement for the brothers having sold. So those asking, well, why is it 10? Why is Reuven implicated? And I would say Reuven is also implicated because had Reuven taken a real leadership position,
It would never have done.
and instead of saying, let's not kill him, let's throw him into a pit, planning on, right, which led to his being sold, either by the brothers, Rashi, or by the Midyanim, according to Rashbam, had he said, I'm the oldest, I'm in charge over here, I'm going to be held responsible, Father will never get over this, this is a cockamamie plan, absolutely not, Yosef, come with me, we're going back home.
Exactly.
Had he done that,
It was,
right, Reuven was the oldest, but Reuven did not become the melech, did not become the king. That was Yehuda. Yehuda is the one who had this, who was the leader.
yeah.
Had Reuven been the leader and not tried to save Yosef like this, but had gone straight forward and said, absolutely not, right? I will not stand for this, right? So then, right, so Reuven is also implicated. I want to turn off for a second. I want to share one thing, but not on tape.
Okay.
Then Jews would never be slaves. Yeah.